10 food service manager interview questions and answers. Food safety is a critical issue that touches everyone, from the farm to the table. That's why the role of food safety manager is so important. This individual is responsible for ensuring that food is safe to eat at every stage of the production process. If you're looking to fill this important role, you need to be able to answer questions about your experience and expertise. You also need to be able to talk about your knowledge of food safety regulations. And this guide will provide you with food safety manager interview questions and answers to help you prepare for your interview. 1. Are you familiar with the most recent food safety regulations? Employers ask this question to make sure you're up to date on the latest food safety regulations. They want someone who can ensure their restaurant or business is following all of the necessary rules and guidelines. In your answer, explain that you are familiar with these regulations and how they apply to the position. If you have any questions about them, let the employer know that you would be open to learning more. Example: Yes, I am very familiar with the most recent food safety regulations. In my current role as a food safety manager, I've been responsible for staying up to date on all relevant food safety laws and regulations. I regularly attend seminars and conferences to ensure that I'm aware of any changes in the industry. I also review new guidelines from the FDA and other regulatory bodies to make sure our policies are compliant. Furthermore, I have implemented several initiatives within our organization to help us stay ahead of the curve when it comes to food safety. This includes regular staff training, detailed record keeping, and routine inspections. My experience has given me an in-depth understanding on how to effectively manage food safety compliance. 2. What are the most important qualities for a food safety manager to have? Employers ask this question to make sure you have the right skills and abilities for the job. They want someone who is organized, detail-oriented, passionate about food safety, and able to work well with others. When you answer this question, try to list qualities that you possess or can learn quickly. Example: the most important qualities for a food safety manager to have are strong leadership, excellent communication skills, and an in-depth knowledge of food safety regulations. As a leader, it is essential that I am able to motivate my team and ensure they understand the importance of following food safety protocols. This requires me to be organized, detail-oriented, and proactive when addressing potential issues. I also need to be able to effectively communicate with all stakeholders involved, including staff, customers, and health inspectors. My experience has taught me how to clearly explain complex topics and provide solutions to any problems that arise. Lastly, I must stay up to date on all relevant food safety regulations. I have extensive knowledge of the Food Safety Modernization Act, FSMA, and other industry standards, as well as the ability to interpret them correctly and apply them to our operations. With this expertise, I can create effective policies and procedures that will keep our facility compliant and safe. 3. How would you handle a situation where an employee was not following proper food safety procedures? This question can help the interviewer assess your leadership skills and how you would handle a situation that could affect the safety of the customers. In your answer, try to show that you value food safety procedures and are willing to hold your employees accountable for following them. Example: if I encountered an employee not following proper food safety procedures, my first step would be to address the issue directly with them. I would explain why their actions were wrong and how they should have handled the situation differently. I would also provide guidance on how to properly follow food safety protocols in the future. I believe that it is important to ensure employees understand why food safety protocols are necessary and how they can help protect customers from potential health risks. To accomplish this, I provide additional training and resources to ensure that all staff members are knowledgeable about food safety standards. This could include providing written materials or holding group meetings to review best practices. Lastly, I would document any instances where employees fail to follow food safety protocols and take appropriate disciplinary action if needed. This will demonstrate to employees that there are some consequences for not following safety guidelines and encourage everyone to adhere to these regulations. 4. What is your experience with food safety audits? Food safety audits are an important part of food safety management. The interviewer may ask this question to learn more about your experience with these types of assessments and how you use the information from them to improve your facility's food safety practices. Use examples from your past experience to explain what a food safety audit is, why they're important, and how you use the results to make improvements in your previous role. Example: I have extensive experience with food safety audits. I've been a food safety manager for the past 5 years, and during this time, I have conducted numerous successful audits. My approach to conducting an audit is thorough and methodical. I begin by reviewing all relevant documentation, such as HACCP plans, SOPs, and other related documents. Then I inspect the facility and observe how food is handled and stored. Finally, I reviewed any corrective actions that need to be taken in order to ensure compliance with food safety regulations. 5. Provide an example of a time when you identified and resolved a food safety issue. An interviewer may ask this question to learn more about your problem-solving skills and how you apply them in the workplace. When answering, it can be helpful to describe a specific situation that involved identifying an issue and resolving it with a plan of action. Example: I recently identified and resolved a food safety issue while working as a food safety manager at my previous job. The issue was that the temperature of one of our refrigerators had been consistently running too high, which posed a risk for food contamination. After conducting an investigation to determine the cause of the problem, I found that the refrigerator's thermostat was malfunctioning. To resolve the issue, I worked with maintenance staff to replace the faulty thermostat and then monitored the refrigerator's temperature over the next few days to ensure it stayed within safe limits. I also implemented additional preventative measures such as regularly checking all refrigerators in the facility and training staff on proper food storage procedures. As a result, we were able to eliminate the risk of food contamination and maintain a safe environment for our customers. Seven. What would you do if you noticed that a supplier was violating federal food safety standards? Interviewers may ask this question to assess your ability to manage suppliers and vendors. In your answer, explain how you would handle the situation while maintaining a positive relationship with the supplier. Example: I noticed that a supplier was violating federal food safety standards. My first step would be to investigate the issue and determine what specific standards were being violated. Once I had identified the areas of non-compliance, I would take immediate action to ensure that the situation was rectified as soon as possible. This could involve working directly with the supplier to help them understand their obligations and how they can meet them. Or it could involve taking more serious steps, such as suspending business relations until the issues are resolved. In addition, I would also document all of my findings and actions taken in order to ensure that there is an accurate record for future reference. Finally, I would communicate any changes or updates to relevant stakeholders, including other departments within the company, customers, and regulatory bodies. By doing this, I would ensure that everyone is aware of the situation and that appropriate measures have been taken to address the violation. 8. How well do you perform under pressure? Employers ask this question to see if you can handle the stress of working in a food safety management position. They want to know that you are able to make quick decisions and prioritize tasks when necessary. In your answer, explain how you managed pressure and give an example of a time when you had to do so. Example: I believe I perform very well under pressure. I have a great deal of experience managing food safety in high-pressure situations, and I'm used to making quick decisions with limited information. I'm also able to stay calm and focused when things get hectic. In my current role, I've had to make important decisions on the spot while dealing with multiple tasks at once. I'm confident that I can handle any situation that may arise in this new position. 9. Do you have an experience working with software designed for food safety managers? The interviewer may ask this question to see if you have experience using the software they use at the company. If you do, share your experience and explain how it helped you in your previous role. If you don't have any experience with a specific software used by the company, talk about other food safety management software you've worked with in the past. Example: yes, I do have experience working with software designed for food safety managers. During my time as a food safety manager at ABC Company, I was responsible for managing the company's food safety program and ensuring that all staff were properly trained in food safety protocols. As part of this role, I used specialized software to track employee training records, ensure compliance with regulations, and monitor food safety incidents. This software allowed me to quickly identify any potential risk or issues and take corrective action when necessary. I also had experience using other software programs such as HACCP Plan, Builder, and FSMA Compliance Tracker. With these tools, I was able to create detailed plans for addressing food safety concerns and stay up to date on changing regulations. 10. When is it appropriate to reopen a facility after food accident? An interviewer may ask this question to assess your decision-making skills and how you handle challenging situations. In your answer, describe a situation in which you had to make an important decision regarding the reopening of a facility after a food safety incident. Example: when it comes to reopening a facility after a food accident, the most important factor is ensuring that all safety protocols have been followed and any potential hazards have been addressed. It is essential to conduct an in-depth investigation into the cause of the incident before making a decision on when to reopen. This should include identifying any areas where processes need to be improved or updated, and implementing corrective actions to prevent similar incidents from occurring in the future. Once these steps have been taken, it is then appropriate to consider reopening the facility. As a food safety manager, I understand the importance of taking the necessary precautions to ensure the safety of customers and staff. My experience has taught me how to effectively assess risk and take proactive measures to reduce the likelihood of further accidents. I'm confident that I can provide the expertise needed to make sure that any facility I manage is safe for everyone involved. Thank you for watching.